Hi, my name is Neeraj Agrawal. I'm a first-year student at the Los Angeles School of Homeopathy. My grandfather sparked my interest in homeopathy. He was born in 1892 and lived in a small town of 6,000 people in India. After his 4-year-old daughter died of smallpox, he dedicated his life to healing his family and the community with homeopathy. At that time, there was no vaccine for smallpox. He had 11 children and 36 grandchildren, and he did his best to instill values of helping people, healing people, and the need to become good doctors. Whenever I met him or spoke with him, he would always include in his conversation three things. First, he would always tell me, learn to heal people with homeopathy. Include the poor, even if they cannot afford treatment. The second thing he would tell me was open your own homeopathic clinic so that you can afford a living and provide for your family. And the third thing was teach homeopathy to as many people as you can. Spread the knowledge. It's a gift to us. My grandfather lived a healthy life and he died in 1981 at the age of 89. All the town residents named a street after him, and many of them dedicated stories of his influence, which got published in a book in the local language. I have a copy of that book here. That's my grandfather on the cover page. That's a zoomed in picture of him. And as you can see, most of the stories are in the local language. But for some reason, one person wrote it in English, and I'd like to read a paragraph out of it. He titled it, "He had a lasting impression on my mind. He was a plain, simple, God-fearing, truthful, but an outspoken person. He was very gentle at heart and would give free homeopathic medicines to any poor person who would come to seek his help. He looked after his mother so well as no other person would. He was totally a detached person, and because of all these qualities, God rewarded him with children and grandchildren who have established themselves at high levels in society and are good citizens." I played a lot with my grandfather, and I have a lot of fond memories of him. I grew up mostly in Los Angeles. I've lived here most of my life, and I often thought about my grandfather's messages about homeopathy. Living here, I did not have access to learning homeopathy. I didn't want to pursue studies in allopathy because I could not tolerate working with blood and surgery. But I, in some way, wanted to be involved with healing people. So I decided to become a biomedical engineer, through which I have designed or helped design several medical devices which are in use today. I was also awarded US patents for some of my work. Fast forward to present, last year I came across the website of Los Angeles School of Homeopathy. I was thrilled to find out that there's a school so close to where I live. I reached out to Avi and I expressed my interest to join. She put me through the application process, checked my references, and had me signed up starting September 2020. I was ready to embark on my journey of homeopathy and to carry my grandfather's legacy forward. The first year at the Los Angeles School of Homeopathy has been fulfilling in general. Uh, we are a class of about 13 people, and we have bonded together like a family. We help each other with the learning the material. And even though with COVID we are on Zoom, it has been very effective. Avi is the co-founder, and she manages the school, a low-income clinic, and a COVID clinic. And it offers a well-rounded learning experience along with a diverse faculty. She also adds in a mix of fun by hosting sessions like Tea with Avi, where we get to ask questions outside of a classroom setting. She arranges live seminars with world-renowned homeopaths. We get to hear their perspective of how they heal people and the latest in homeopathy. She also arranges for a field trip to the Boiron remedy manufacturing facility, where we get to see how the remedies are made and how well they are quality controlled. It was quite amazing to see the traceability and the detail and the repetition and the accuracy with which these remedies are made. The learning material of the first year was blurry and overwhelming for me in the first few months. It's a whole different way of thinking. All the remedies, they sound very similar and very confusing. We learn about the organon, the philosophy, and there were many moments where I would just fall asleep reading the organon. Avi would keep reassuring us, look, you will get it. I promise it'll sink in. And she would say, the light is blurry today, but it will be bright. And that kept us going. And it finally clicked for me when I actually applied the information that we learned onto a real patient. I did a case, analyzed it. We selected the remedy with Avi's help, and I did a follow-up. And that was the first time I could feel the satisfaction of healing someone's health problems. All the issues that that patient was dealing with were resolved. It all began to make sense. I was ready to get on to learning more and more. It's a lifelong learning process. My wife and kids are extremely supportive, and it takes commitment to go through the first year, or even the remaining years. We have students from all over the country, and we're all able to connect. We have our own chat group, and it's like a family that's learning together. Los Angeles School of Homeopathy is a weekend school. We meet 1 weekend a month, and the time commitment for the classes has been manageable. It allows me to pursue my passion for homeopathy along with my existing career, where I work on during the weekdays. Homeopathy is a science and an art, and my scientific background has been helpful. I do plan to pursue homeopathy after I graduate, and in parallel with my existing career, and even after I retire. Right.
All right.